Hi, Cancer. I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome to November. November. Um, so funny. I was just having this conversation with one of my best friends who's a Cancer. And like, I get your guys' energy so much because my leading planet, Mars, is in Cancer. And so I'm like really directed by the Cancerian energy, like in a very forceful way. So, but she was explaining some things to me that was really cute. Like it was cute, like super cute. So anyway, thought I'd share that with you because you guys like mean so much to me. You really do. My midheaven is also in Cancer, so I'm really driven by that, like feeling at home kind of energy. And we were talking about how sometimes it's hard for Cancers to feel like they're worthy, like they're good enough. And I recognize the last couple of readings that's kind of been the running theme. Like, don't let people stand in your way. You are good enough. Things are coming. You're going to have a full moon in your 12th house in November. You're also going to have Jupiter moving into your 6th house. The 6th house is ruled by Virgo, and Virgo is all about health and just like health conscientious things. And so like the next year of your life is really going to be about like taking care of yourself. And I feel like the next year is going to kind of be like a one-up for you. All of that self-love that you can like start in November, or if you haven't started it already, because there have been people like coming at you like I want to fight them. I'm like, who's messing with my Cancers? Who's messing with my Cancerians, right? So do you guys realize that you're worthy enough? That you're good enough yet? Do you realize that with the Emperor being the first card out? And the High Priestess. I think that some of you are recognizing that there's either someone that finds you worthy or that you just learned it on your own, right? I mean, and this next year is really going to be about giving back to yourself and listening to your body and being very health conscious. And that's a loving thing to do for yourself. But if you go into, and Jupiter like expands the gifts of the sign that we're going into, right? And the house that it represents for that person, for that sign. And so it's going into Sagittarius. And Sagittarius is just a very lucky sign. Sometimes, I mean, I'm a Sagittarius moon, so I get to play off that optimism that Sagittarians have. Yes, they can be pessimistic too, but the optimism that you guys will feel, the push, the drive, the want to be better and do better, and just kind of like make things happen. The 10 of Cups. And you've been waiting for so long for this. Like you just want to get there. So you could be dealing with an Aries or a Pisces. If you are dealing with either an Aries or a Pisces, they are coming up very strongly here. And in a really, really good way. I feel like some of you guys are getting married. I even said that to Virgo. That's so funny with the 3 of Cups. Because of the 10 of Cups and the 3 of Cups here. This is all about celebration. This is all about happiness and family and getting together. Yes, there are holidays. If you're in the U.S., we have Thanksgiving coming up and then Christmas next month. Venus is still in retrograde, but I think that because it's in Scorpio, well, it will be in retrograde November 1st in Libra, and then it goes direct in Libra on November 16th. And it will go through Libra and then back through Scorpio again. But it's so interesting because, yes, maybe it affected you in some ways. But more than anything, I think you guys are realizing what it is that you truly want in life and how to get it. And like very action oriented, very, making, like you have that drive to do it. 9 of Swords, make sure you're taking care of yourself. Because if you're working too hard, you can get into a situation where there is some anxiety. And if you do have anxiety about the future, if you do have anxiety about things that are coming up for you, I want to say that it looks pretty good, Cancer. Try and meditate. The Nine of Swords can be very exhausting. Make sure you're resting as much as possible, you know? And then we have the Nine of Cups. And try not to overindulge during those times of rest. Wink, wink, right? Don't eat too much. Don't drink too much. I feel like you're getting everything that you want and more in November. And even if you're not getting everything, I mean, because like I want $1 million. I know I'm not going to get that, right? Life is starting to come together. Things are starting to come together. Things are starting to make sense. You could get that tendency to be worried that and I feel like that's what the Nine of Swords is. You're like worried that it's all going to show up and then you're going to lose it all. And it's all just going to go away. Poof. Right? I don't feel like it is. If you are scared of losing things and you drown your sorrows, or if you are reminiscing about past things and that puts you in an anxiety state, and then you start drowning your sorrows in food or booze or whatever, I mean, it's going to be kind of an overindulgent time with Thanksgiving coming up. Everybody likes to eat a lot of food. Just remember your happy place. We've talked about the happy place before, right? Things are really, really looking up for you. And so the Emperor can be very stubborn, but I feel like this is just kind of getting control of your life. Try not to have too much control, because when we hold on too tightly to things, the universe can't work in our life, right? But with the Emperor here, I feel like you guys are just gaining control over circumstances that you have previously that have left you in this anxiety-ridden Nine of Swords state of mind. I hope the audio and the video are syncing up. It's been working the last couple of days. So if it isn't, we're already 7 minutes in. I'm not redoing it. I know. I'm such an ass. I'm a Virgo. I'm an ass. I almost had my Scorpio season. Oh, speaking of Virgos, my Scorpio season rant this morning, I almost went off on somebody. Like every Scorpio season, like I'm pretty good at holding in. I don't blow up on people easily. Like it takes a lot for me to blow up on somebody. And somebody like made a horrible comment on one of the Virgo videos, and it wasn't horrible, but it was like not constructive criticism, and it was just like rotten. And the first thing I thought of was, oh my God, I'm going to do my Scorpio rant, right? And I feel like you guys are trying to avoid that, right? With the Hermit, you're trying to avoid that. You're trying to keep control. Like you're trying to very much stay centered. If you are dealing with a Virgo, at first I wanted to say try to not let them control you, but I don't feel like that's what this is. I feel like you almost need to let go of, like kind of allow them to take care of things. You know, like if you've got a lot on your mind, if you've got a lot on your plate, if there's a lot going on, because I know that you guys are like the ones that want to take care of everybody, but Virgos do it too. Virgos do it really well too. I almost want to say put the Virgo in charge. If this is you taking control of your life, if this energy is you taking control of your life, I feel like you're pulling away from people in order to do that. So that could be one of two different messages for different people there, but maybe both messages apply to you at the same time. You'll have to resonate it with your life, right? And I do feel, don't get in your ego, use your intuition. It's so funny. Whenever I get the Eight of Swords, so there could be a Pisces that really has you up in your head right now, like you feel like screaming at the top of your lungs because they're being like obnoxious Piscean. That was who commented on my Virgo video. Like I love Pisceans. I love them. My stepdad's a Pisces, but that's who commented on the Virgo. And I was like, That 1% of people that are obnoxious to me are the Pisceans. I don't know what I did to them. I don't know. Anyway, rant over. Sorry, I did that. But because we have Pisces in your reading, I kind of feel like it's pertinent. If there's an annoying Pisces around you, let it go. Because they're kind of going through it right now, so they're not going to let up. If you don't let go, they won't let go. It'll be a big mess. Don't do it. Also, trust your intuition right now, because if you're not trusting your intuition in like the decisions you need to make in your life, your ego's going to get involved. And then your ego's going to tell you, no, you're totally doing the wrong thing, and take you off the path that you need to be on. The way that I make decisions in my life these days, and I'm just sharing this with you because it's worked for me, maybe it'll work for somebody else, right? The way I make decisions in my life is if I'm at peace with the decision, I go for it, right? If I'm not at peace, if I have anxiety, and that includes contacting people, I don't think that you need to be anxious right now, Cancer. I think there's a fear of you losing everything. And it's almost like there's always this underlying fear for you guys, because things do come into your life and then get ripped away, and then you have to put up your shell, and you're like, I don't want to go back into hermit mode. I want to have this really wonderful celebration of life, and I want to have a relationship that's very give and take, right? With the Six of Pentacles on the 10 of Cups. And I think you've worked really, really hard for this. So allow yourself to enjoy it instead of getting caught up in your mind of, oh my God, what if I lose it? What if like one day I have it and the next day it's gone? Three of Cups. I don't feel like you will. I think that you're sitting pretty and you're not realizing it. Wink, wink. You're not, see? You're fighting the good fight, Cancer. And it's celebration because you're fighting the good fight, right? The 9 of Wands on the 3 of Cups. You're almost, like, you don't have to battle anymore. You're done with the battle. And you're defending everything that you have already. Like, I don't think that you need to be really super defensive right now. I almost want to say, like, don't block people from coming into your life. Don't block really good things from coming into your life. Just from fear. From fear of losing things, from fear of being exposed, from fear of making a wrong decision. Like, fear will paralyze a person. Fear's a great motivator, but it will also very much paralyze a person and make them not see. Oh my gosh, I love it when I'm right and the cards say, yes, Betsy, you're right. There's a lot of fear around a connection that you have. The 2 of Cups is that soulmate connection. It's kind of undeniable. Like, you can't change this. Now, it could be a soulmate connection with like a friendship or, you know, a family or something like that. But I feel like with this 10 of Cups and this 3 of Cups and the 2 of Cups and the 9 of, there's so much water energy here that you guys are really in your feels in November. And it's okay. Like, I want to tell you it's okay, because if you don't trust in what's coming towards you, right? If you're blindfolded to what's coming towards you, you could ultimately not get everything you want. And the cards are saying that it's kind of here. Like, it's time to take a leap of faith. It's time to take a risk. The Fool on the 9 of Cups. It's time to do that. You are being supported. Right? You're being, let's see what's at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, see, there's this lack mentality. Like we talked about in the beginning. See, you're thinking that you're not worthy, and you're afraid because with the 5 of Pentacles and the 7 of Swords and the 5 of Cups, and there's that 10 of Wands, the burden that you're carrying right now is sense of lack, emotional detachment, right? Because the 7 of Swords for me, Yes, it can be about lying. It can be, this could be something that's happened to you in your past, lying, cheating, stealing, just people like not being good to you. And that is why you're so afraid to kind of jump forward and move in a positive direction, where the 10 of Cups and the 6 of Pentacles are saying, look, you can have everything, right? You can have a reciprocal relationship. You can have the 10 of Cups, but your fear of what's happened to you in the past, that's what the burden is. It's the thoughts. It's the thoughts that you sit in. It's that 8 of Swords. Instead, it's your ego. The 8 of Swords is your ego, because you're blindfolded to the fact that there is this connection. There is this new beginning right in front of you. Right? And you could be afraid that it's not going to advance the way that you want it to. You could be afraid that you're going to feel a sense of lack, that you're not good enough. Like we said, the worthiness factor, like really filling yourself up with self-love in November and reminding yourself that, man, you are good enough. Like you're enough, right? You are enough. The burden that you're carrying is all in your mind because of things that have happened in the past. The 5 of Cups is disappointments from the past, but there are still 2 cups standing. You haven't lost it all, right? These were lessons. Those 3 cups that fell, that's a lesson. Those are each lessons that you had to learn in order to move forward. And so don't carry the burden that you always have to prove yourself to others, right? So we have the 6 of Wands and the Queen of Wands and the 7 of Wands. Here comes the fire. Hierophant. I told you somebody's getting married, possibly to an earth sign. The Wheel of Fortune. And then the King of Swords. Ooh, and the Queen of Swords. Look at that. There's a pair. There's a pair. I feel like you have some trusted advisors, actually. I feel like you have some trusted advisors that have been telling you things. Like, I almost want to say you need to listen to these air signs right here, because they know the deal. They know what's going on. Air signs are so good at detaching emotionally and not getting caught up in the mundane. You know, like, yes, they're very detail oriented. Yes, sometimes they can get really stuck up in their head, but they can like detach they can 7 of Swords stuff so easily. The 7 of Swords, I didn't even finish this. I'm so sorry, you guys. Oh my gosh. So yes, the 7 of Swords could be lying, cheating, deceiving, all of that. But it also represents the moon in Aquarius, and people with an Aquarius moon can detach from things detach from emotions very easily for self-preservation purposes. They don't do it to like harm other people. It's just a natural thing that they have. Just like my Sagittarius moon brings out the optimism, you know, like pushes that Virgo pessimism right out of the way and brings out the optimism, right? So I feel like it's time for you to detach from the emotions of the past, is what this is saying here. Don't hold that burden anymore. There's a lot of victory around a fire sign, and I feel like they're kind of fighting for your cause. Again, fire sign, Aries. We have an Aries here. That's it. But it could be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising. Doesn't matter. But there's somebody who's like on your side. And they're telling you it's like, I feel like you have some really good people around you right now. That are almost advising you to not, like they're almost being me. Like telling you, you know, you don't have to carry these burdens anymore. It's let me carry some burdens for you. I almost feel like that's what the 7 of Wands is. Sometimes the 7 of Wands is about being defensive, but I think that you're being defensive, or you're somebody's fighting for you. And I just got another message too. This could also be that you're actually being defensive against a fire sign and that you're going to win over that. I don't know what that means, whatever, whoever that means something to someone. But if you have to defend yourself against a fire sign, Cancer, during November, I feel like you're going to be victorious over it. Like rise above this situation, right? Like maybe not egotistically victorious, but like you're rising above the situation. I think that you're going to be presented with an offer either from a Taurus or another earth sign. We have the Hierophant here, and it's very sincere. It's very, this is almost, it's like they want to kind of take something to the next level. Like it could either be an earth, but it's almost like they're kind of timid about it. I think that if this is the fire sign, if it's a fire sign or an earth sign, and you're kind of blocked, like they might feel a little defensive from you, take off, you know, like come out of your shell. Like don't take your shell off because, dear God, we don't want you to die. But come out of your shell a little bit, Cancer, because I feel like somebody's trying to offer something to you. The Hierophant speaks of tradition, speaks of the institution of marriage, of values, of higher learning. They could be offering to teach you. You could be, I mean, the Page of Pentacles a lot of times is the student, right? So they could be coming to you and saying, no, I want to teach you some things. Here, let's learn together. Or there could be an offer to make a relationship, this Two of Cups relationship, and this could be what you're anxious about. Because Nine of Swords is a lot of anxiety. If you are anxious about this connection here, I kind of want to say you don't have to be. Right? And then we have the Wheel of Fortune. So fortune is turning in your favor. And you have a lot of people on your side. And if there are some people getting in your way, I don't think it's even going to bother you. Like it's not even going to faze you. You're in Emperor status right now. Seriously, you're in Emperor status right now. And yeah, so confidants all over the place. The Queen of Swords, the King of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Eight of Pentacles. So yeah, there's so much work. You know, the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords, these are, I mean, they can be very trusted advisors because they don't let the emotions get in the way of things. Right? They don't let the emotions get in the way of things. They can separate their emotions from the analytical side of everything. And I do feel like somebody's working very, very hard to make something stable. And you're setting the groundwork for it. They're both, like you're setting the ground for it and they're setting the groundwork for it. So I feel like this anxiety can be sidestepped. Like you don't have to be in this anxious mode. You don't have to get in the Eight of Swords and the Nine of Swords. And if you do feel defensive, try and get centered, right? The Wheel of Fortune is, I mean, this is like really lucky Jupiter is going into their sign. Going into the, you know, Jupiter rules Sagittarius. It's going into Sagittarius. Really good things are coming for you. I feel like this is an energy shift for you. It's like a karmic energy shift. It's like you've learned the lesson. You've built the good karma, and now it's going to come back to you. That's what the Wheel of Fortune is representing. Okay? All right, you guys. I keep looking at these cards for like how disappointed you are in the past and how you still kind of hold that burden of, you know, what if I'm not good enough, or what if this happens again and it makes me feel this way. And I just want to take y'all and just give you a great big hug and be like, it's going to be okay. It's such a Virgo. Oh my God, I'm such a Virgo. Let me heal the world. All right. I love you guys. Okay, announcements. Please don't click off because this is important. 2019 readings, they are available for purchase. And I do it month by month. So you can get a 6-month reading or you can get a 12-month reading for 2019. I am offering them early because I'm only offering a limited amount and I want to get them all out before the first of the year. So it's either they are all bought, they are sold out, or the cutoff will be the first week in January. So like after the first week in January, that's the cutoff of buying them. So I've already had several, I don't want to say a lot because I don't want to scare everybody. But there are particularly a certain amount of the 6 months and a certain amount of the 12 months. And there were several that were purchased yesterday, more than several that were purchased yesterday. So if you want to get your 2019 forecast, check out my website, fearlessintuition.net. if you are a Scorpio Sun sign and you are cross-watching, the birthday special is $50 off of the 1 hour FaceTime readings. I had to change it because I want to be able to do a holiday special, and then that would just be like, it would have just become a big mess. So, $50 off. It's only for the 1 hour FaceTime Skype. You can also get it recorded. That's all on my website. Use the code BIRTHDAY and check out. Only for Scorpio Sun Signs until the end of November. So, I love you guys. I think that's it. Oh, I was asked, and actually somebody asked me on a Cancer video when I will be traveling again. I'm actually looking into traveling west. So probably starting in Oregon, going down the coast into California. I'd like to go to Colorado and Utah, New Mexico. Like, I just want to like go through the West now that I've done the East. So if you are Northwest, Southwest, I don't care, and you know of yoga studios and contacts, please email me and let me know. Because I would love to come visit everybody, and I'm going to start doing that again after the first of the year. So, I love you guys. Have a great November. I know I just talked your heads off, so I hope you're all doing well.